Meet Gary. Gary lives in the Ice Age. It is minus 40 degrees outside. Gary does not have a jacket from a mall. Gary does not have a Stanley Cup. Gary has a stick, some dead animals, and an absolutely unhinged will to live. And somehow, using basically nothing, Gary is about to outsurvive every single one of us. Let's go through exactly how, method by method, because honestly, Gary deserves a TED Talk. Method 1. Go underground. Gary's first move is genius and also deeply funny. Instead of fighting the cold, Gary just digs a hole. A big one, 6 to 8 feet deep, 12 feet across, dug with actual tools, on purpose. Like Gary's out here doing Ice Age basement renovations. And it works, because a few feet underground, the temperature is 20 to 30 degrees warmer than the surface.
Method 2. The sandwich wall. Next, Gary builds walls like he's making a sandwich nobody asked for. Layer 1, animal hide, fur facing in, trapping warm air against his body like a built-in blanket. Layer 2, dried grass and moss, soaking up moisture so it doesn't freeze and destroy the whole structure. Layer 3, woven bark and reeds, blocking wind but still letting moisture breathe out. 3 layers, 0 Pinterest boards, somehow better insulated than my first apartment. Method 3, build a house out of a mammoth. This is the big one. Gary looks at a dead mammoth and doesn't see a tragedy, he sees a home. Skulls stacked as the foundation, curved tusks bent into a dome, hundreds of smaller bones jammed into every gap, the whole thing wrapped in stitched mammoth hide. Method 4. Don't suffocate yourself. Here's the detail that still blows scientists' minds. A sealed warm house sounds cozy until moisture from breathing and cooking freezes inside the walls and wrecks the whole place from the inside. So Gary added small vents near the ground to pull in fresh air, and bigger vents up top to let warm, wet air escape. A passive ventilation system in a house made of bones. 15,000 years ago. Method 5. Dress like an onion. Gary's outfit is not one big coat, it's a whole system. Tight inner layer of hide trapping warm air right against the skin. Thick oiled outer layer blocking wind and wet. Some full Ice Age outfits weighed over 15 pounds. Gary is walking around basically wearing a weighted blanket as street clothes, and somehow still out here hunting mammoths in it. Method 6. The underground fridge. Gary needed food to last the whole winter, so he dug storage chambers into the permafrost, which is just naturally below freezing all the time. Meat goes in, meat stays frozen. Meat is still edible in February. No electricity required. Congratulations, Gary. You invented the freezer, using a hole. Method 7. Pick your fuel wisely. No trees on the frozen steppe means no easy firewood. So Gary got creative. Dried mammoth dung, specially processed bone, all carefully prepared for specific burn qualities. Gary is out here running a whole fuel supply chain in a world with no wheels yet. Method 8. Plan like it's a group project due in 6 months. Building one of these mammoth houses took 2 to 3 weeks and 8 to 10 adults. So Gary and his friends had to start in late summer, way before the cold even showed up. No last-minute panic, no we'll figure it out. Full seasonal planning, months ahead, in a world with no calendars. Method 9. Tell stories by the fire. Here's the wholesome plot twist. At night, stuck inside with nothing else to do, Gary and his group didn't just sit there freezing thoughts at each other. Around 80% of nighttime conversation turned into stories. This is where cave art, little carved figurines, and probably some really questionable Ice Age gossip. So there it is. 9 methods, 0 mall jackets, one increasingly impressive man named Gary, who dug a hole, wore a dead animal like armor, moved into a mammoth, invented air conditioning by accident, built a freezer with a shovel, and then chilled by the fire telling stories like none of that was a big deal. You complained about the cold at a bus stop for 6 minutes. Gary built an entire civilization powered by spite and mammoth bones. I think Gary wins this one.